Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine anyway.
Okay.
So, did you manage to design the other menu bar?
I was designing, eh?
Mm.
Hello?
Mm.
I have some challenges I'm facing, eh? That some things which are not working. So those are the ones that I need your help now.
Mm.
Uh, Carving these boxes, what.
Mm.
But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Slowly, slow but sure.
Okay.
As I sent you some pic on what?
Mm.
WhatsApp image. I don't know where the
Now the challenge
problem.
you have to
I was running using a phone. Yes,
you were running it on a computer or on a phone.
on a phone.
Then when it's a
On
phone,
the PC it works, but on the phone,
yeah, on a phone you have to use
it disappeared.
on a phone you have to use asset image. So use the network image.
Asset.
On a PC it is
I use asset image.
yeah, on a PC it has to be network image because you are using a network. But on a phone you have to use on a phone you have to use asset image. That's when it can work.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Okay, let me share my screen. So let me share my screen. So are you seeing my screen? Hello?
I see.
Okay, I'm going to remove this project and then I create another one. So let me first run this one. When it launches, then I remove the code and I create another one. So today we are going to look at how we can create that menu bar. And we are going to use a widget which we call the list tile. And then that list tile widget we shall be using, we have the main widget is called the drawer. There is a drawer widget. And then inside that drawer widget, we can have a child, which is a list view. Because when we are having that navigation, that menu bar, we have to be having a list of items so that when you click on the menu bar, there are some items which are displayed. They are always buttons. For example, you can put there the home button. You can put there the about us button, the contact, the login, the sign up, you can always put there those buttons. So meaning we have to use a list view, and this list view will be a list of the buttons which you are going to include, because whichever button you click on has to take you to something, and it's in most cases it's another screen. It takes you to another screen. For example, when you click on the contact us, it takes you to the contact us screen, and on the contact us screen you will be in position to see what is there. So that's basically what we are going to look at. So I'm waiting for this code to run so that I can. So let us give it some 2 minutes to launch on the edge, and then I will remove this code and I write another code. So, and those ones who always have challenges with the Android Studio, you can use the Visual Studio Code. It's also another good editor. The challenge is that Visual Studio Code uses many commands. For example, you will not see where to create a Flutter project from. You have to use a command.
Can you run your project without opening it on the command straight away?
Yeah, you can run it. You can open it from the. Last time I showed you the commands which you can read. You can use to run from the terminal.
I thought you need to first open it and you go on the terminal.
No, you can run it before opening it.
Okay.
For today, it is taking long to open since I have not been using it since morning. It is taking long. Let me be writing the code instead of waiting for it. So I'm going to remove this code. And after removing this code, okay, let me remove this one and I just create another one. I'm going to give it a name, which is menu bar. So it is taking longer to open. So it has now opened. I'm going to delete this code and then I write another code. So I'm going to first delete this test, the test folder which is there, because I don't need it in this project. So after deleting the test, I'm going to highlight this code and then I also remove it so that I can now type a new code. So I'm going to start by importing I want to import the package Flutter. And then I'm going to write the void main. Which will return a material app. This one return run app, which is the run app method. And this run app method is the one which runs this application. And then it return a material app. So inside here, I'm going to be having a home. So I'll define that home later. Then I'm going to write a stateful widget. And then I can call it menu bar. Are you following?
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it menu bar. And then this one will return. I don't want it to return a container. Then it return a scaffold, which is the scaffold widget. And inside the scaffold widget, I'm going to be having the app bar. App bar. And then that app bar, I'm going to give it a title, which is a text widget. And then I'll call it menu bar. I will also center this title using the center title method. And I say center title true. It is missing capital T. And then in the home, I can call the menu bar in the home. What is wrong? A crash report. System timeout. This is an application. Okay. Then I have the center title, which I've made it to be true. There we need a comma. And then I can save and run this application. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another stateful widget. And that stateful widget is the one where I'm going to implement. That menu bar. You can create either another file or you can just create another stateful widget there. But it's always better you first create a stateful widget and then you copy and you paste it into another file. Then we import the file into the main file. So as it is running that one, I'm going to be creating another file, which is inside the lib. In the lib, I'm going to create a new .dat file. New. And I create a new .dat file. And I'll give it a name, which is menu bar. So now inside this file, I'm going to first import that flutter material.dat. And then Here we don't need a main because we should only be having one main. Then I'm going to straight away create a stateful widget, which I'm just going to call menu. And then this stateful widget, I want it to return a widget which we call a drawer. I want it to return a drawer widget instead of returning a container. So it should return a drawer. So when I put a cursor on this drawer, they can tell me what is inside the drawer. It can be having a child, which is any other widget. It can be having the elevation. So I'm going to give it a child. And then the child I'm going to give to this widget, I want a list view, because I want my items to be in form of a list. That's why I'm using a list view, of which a list view is also another widget. And this list view, I'm going to give it a padding, which is edge insets. We looked at the use of padding. I can just give it a padding of 0. And then inside this child, which is a list view, because the list view is a widget, it can't store multiple widgets. But if I want to store multiple widgets, I'm going to use a children. I give it a children property, because inside the children, now I can include the multiple widgets. And then inside this children, I'm going to be having a text. I can call it child. Which is a text. And then I can say this is a side menu. Just that text. And then I can also give it a decoration. Oh, first wait. I don't have to give it this one. Instead of giving it this text, let me just give it a list tile. So I'm going to give it a list tile widget. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I want like 3 items. For example, I'm going to include the home button. I'm going to include the contact us button and also the about us. So I need those 3 buttons. And how can you implement those 3 buttons? What you have to do, you have to use a list view, so that those items can be in form of a list. Another thing you have to do is to use a list tile. Each item you are going to put there is going to be in a list tile widget. So meaning that inside this children, I'm going to include the list tile widget. And this tile will be for each and every item I want to include. So that first list tile is for the first item. And then that second one is for the second item. And then this third one will be for the third item. And then I can go to the first one and I implement what I want to be in the first. So what I'm going to implement in the first one, I just want the home. And this home is going to be having an icon, and that icon, I want the icon to be first. So meaning that this icon will be the leading icon. So I can use the leading property, and this will be icon. And then I can use the icon, the home icon, that is icons.home. Let me see, home, is it called home? It is called the water damage outline. So you should not cram the names of these icons. You can always check from the Flutter page, you see the names. So this one will be the leading icon, and it will be having a name which is the water damage outline. Another thing I want inside is the title.
It's outline. A D, you're missing a D.
I am missing a D. Okay.
Is it a D?
Yeah, like that. Water damage outlined. Okay, it will be, the error will disappear after checking from there. Then I'm going to give it a title, which is a title, which is a text widget. Let me check and see where they still showing the error. So I'm going to say this is the home. So that text is enough, just your home. And then since this is a button, then I have to include a method. In this case, you don't include the onPressed method, because onPressed meaning that you are pressing something. But on the menu, we always use the onTap method, because you have to just tap there and then something happens when you tap the menu. So use the onTap method. So this onTap method will be just a function. I can just give it an empty function, and then I put the empty brackets. So that is for the first one. Then I go to the second one. I do the same. I give it the leading method, which is an icon. And this course, let me use icons. This is the contact us. So I can just use the add call icon. And then I add a title. And that title will be a text. And then I can say contact us. Then I can I can also give it the onTap. Then I go to the third one. I do the same. So the third one will be the what? Will be the about us. So you can give this a leading. That is the leading. I give it an icon. And then this icon should be, I can say icons dot. I can just use the weekend outlined. And then I give it a title. And that title will be a text widget. And I can just say about us. That. And then I can also give it the onTap. The onTap method. Here I use the semicolon instead of a comma. So like that. So now I have 3 items. I have the first one, which is the home, and that is the home screen. I
You're
have
missing a comma on top.
no problem with that comma because it is the last one. So that icon will be updated after checking the library and it will remove the error. So then we have the contact us, which is the contact us screen, and then we have the about us screen. And then the only remaining thing which we have to implement, that is what is in the on tap method.
That's wait, before you continue,
Mm.
I'm seeing these widgets like okay, these are which having add call, add the weekend outline. Are they already in Flutter?
Yeah, I have used the icons. Those are icons, and when you check the Flutter library, all those ones are there. Hey, here I missed it.
Okay.
That's why I'm seeing the error is not disappearing. It's supposed to be weekend.
Then on top, it's just a void method. It
Yeah,
can
but
return.
yeah, but we are going to implement the on tap method because if you want to click on the button and then it brings another screen, then you have to implement it. So let me see. So you're remaining with 1 minute. So now in the next session, we are going to implement that on tap method. And even our application will be already running since it has loaded up the local host already. And then the next session will be for around 10 minutes and then we end the session. So this one has already loaded.